Hey y'all, happy day to you. Things are palpable energetically right now on our earth, and I feel really inspired to share some of the latest astrological true to the stars information that I have available that will potentially support you in finding greater clarity, connection, and perhaps even unite us in greater understanding or understanding of what is happening with the planetary bodies, with the stars, and how might this be affecting our emotions. Before I do that, one of the major planetary shifts that happened occurred on July 7th. And this was the movement of Mars, the planet of action and energy, out of a water sign, which is emotion, intuition, the deep world of the unknown, right? It's that area of ourself that is the unconscious. It's where we maybe can create a book, imagine a new future. But that Mars energy in a water sign can also be slow, more lethargic, can get lost. And so when that energy of Mars moves into the energy of a fire sign, which is what it did on July 7th, now the planet that represents how we use our energy and take action, the masculine, the external, has moved into this one of the most powerful fire signs, Aries, right? And in Roman mythology, in Greek mythology, just to really put it out there, what that energy can be on its worst side is war. And so when Mars goes into Aries, Mars is also connected to the god of war. So Mars, Aries, god of war, they're the same. So when they're together, it's very strong energy of masculinity, external, action, intensity, power. And I had a comment on a post earlier today that was, Mars is the god of war. It's about war. And I just wanted to speak to that here, which is with every concept on this earth and in our lives, there are two sides. And would you agree that we're often challenged in our lives to choose what way are we going to go? For instance, you're driving in your car and someone cuts you off. In that instance, you have a choice. Am I going to let loose and yell at them? Maybe that's what you need to do that day, right? It all depends. Or I'm going to practice mindfulness and I'm going to notice my impatience. I'm going to notice that feeling and that sensation and that activation. And I am going to choose another way. So even if a planet is in a sign such as Aries, yes, it can definitely cause there to be maybe a little more oomph, a little more energy, a little more heat even. I've had people reporting, more sunburn. I personally have felt more heat. It is the hottest time of the year as well. And I recently looked at a map and I saw the bell curve of our yearly temperature. July is the peak all across the US for heat. And it's so interesting that Mars, a fiery planet in the sign of Aries, which is a fiery sign during the hottest peak of the year, that is powerful. In astrology, we talk about planets having a natural rulership. That is, when there is a sign such as Aries, there's going to be a planet that rules it. That's in the Lord of it, in charge of it. It represents that sign. And so Mars and Aries are always connected because Mars rules Aries. And so when Mars is in Aries, this is known as an activation of that sign, and it becomes a stronger influence. So that's one of the big things that's been kind of coming up. Secondly, on July 4th, the day of independence, Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of the social butterfly. Mercury is the sign of the postal service and performance and presentations and meetings and scheduling and all the daily in and outs of this world of social media. It's all about communication. So when that planet moves into another sign, which it did on July 4th, the day of freedom, what happened? It moved into Gemini. So it moved from a solid earth sign of Taurus, just practical, slow and steady. Boom, 4th of July, it moved into an air sign, which is all about collaboration. So this is an incredible time for collaboration, working with others, synergy. The key word for Gemini is synergy. And it's this idea of having multiple parts that come together. And in that unity of all the parts, something beautiful is born. For example, you gather together tons of people for a festival. And so, as great as going camping by yourself and listening to music is, at a festival, you have all these different people coming together, getting to know each other. And there's just this spirit of friendship, of socializing, of connecting to lots of different people. So Mercury went into Gemini. Additionally, the sun, the center, right? The sun, the center is in True the Stars Gemini. And so Mercury and the sun are together. That illuminates our communication. That opens it. It brings light to our speech and our expression. And because Sun, Mercury are in air, Mars in fire, what do air and fire do? They expand. Air increases fire. So when I say it's a sort of fiery time, it's simply because the elements are coming together to expand that fiery energy. So this is an amazing time if you have a business to really get in tune with your mission, what you're here for, and who do you want to connect to? Who is your audience? Who do you serve? How can you benefit others? How can you work with others to create a broader platform, to share what your heartfelt gift is with the world, right? So I'm going to go ahead, share screen. If you have any comments, I would love to hear what it's been like on this earth for y'all. How have you been receiving the energy of increased air with the sun and Mercury? So the sun is self-expression, Mercury is communication. Have you been feeling like you wanted to talk more? You wanted to be on the phone. You're talking to someone here and over there. You're setting up a networking event. That kind of energy is just so in tune with what's happening astrologically. That's always happening. But when you start to get in tune with the rhythm of the seasons and the cycles and the planetary placements and what element they're in, at what time, you start to notice, wow, there is a synchronicity. There is a connection between these beautiful planetary bodies and us, our lives, our work, our families, our relationships. So I'm going to share my screen with you right now and just show you what is going on in the astro skies right now. So this is a True the Stars Sidereal Astrology chart. And many of you know I've talked about this a million times by now. Well, maybe not that many, but getting close. That this system is the most accurate system of astrology I've found in my 30 years of learning and research, because my mom actually taught me astrology at around age 10. She's like, there's a type of astrology called sidereal that's true to the stars, based on the stars. It's accurate to what's happening. And she said, Western astrology is actually based where the stars were 2,000 years ago. And so it's not actually current to what's happening on our planet right now, which seems strange to me. And with all of the lies that have been emerging in our society over the last couple of years, it's so appropriate that even Western astrology is not even accurate to what's going on. So here we have Mars and Aries, and that brings me to another aspect that happened. This is mind-blowing, and I want to give a shout out to the person who shared this. I'm in a group called Sidereal Evolution. It's an awesome group, and I just wanted to share with you this amazing chart that she shared. And I'll get it here just a moment. All right, here we go. Thank you for bearing with me. So this blew my mind, and this is from a day or two ago. Here we go. Let me share screen with you. So we've been hearing about something called CERN, CERN, and many of us know what that is, and many of us do not. That's fine if you don't. But there's actually an asteroid. In astrology, there's planets and there are asteroids. And so what we've got going on here is something truly bizarre that happened on, I believe it was July 6th, where a sort of interesting synchronicity, which is that there's something called in CERN, Switzerland, that got activated on July 5th. And incidentally, there is a picture that Veroni Bright posted from onto Sidereal Revolution that I had to share with you all. And this is a picture of the chart for July, I believe it's July 6th. And you have the asteroid CERN, CERN, conjunct the North Node and Uranus in Aries with Mars approaching. And wow, so the North Node is about our karmic destiny. It's where we're headed. It's the lessons that we're learning. The fact that it's in Aries means that we're learning about independence. We're learning about choosing ourselves, choosing to encourage our own identity, to be in flow with who we really are. And Uranus is sudden, unexpected change. It's also what I would call the revolutionary who is ready to take the foundation that we have and just demolish it to make room for something new. And so Uranus is about change. The North Node is about growing into our highest self. And CERN is an asteroid. I haven't read its definition, but it's a location, a lot of stuff happening. So what are the chances that on the day it's activated, that asteroid is in the same sign together with Mars, Uranus, and the North Node? What are the chances of that happening? It is just so wild. And you know, we're all probably in this similar boat of really sensing, wow, this is a powerful time that we're living in right now. And so I just want to really acknowledge you and me and all of us at this time on this earth, that we chose to be here right now, right here, no matter the challenges, no matter the obstacles, no matter what's going on. We chose this. And we chose this because at the core and the heart of who we are is love. And it is the soul. And the soul is infinite. And the soul can never be destroyed. And because on a deep cellular level, a cellular level, we know this, we chose to come here because we were fearless and empowered. And there's this sense, right, with the North Node being activated of our karmic destiny, that like we're here for a reason. And I just want to invite all of you to just get in tune with the fact that you and I, we already know why we're here. Maybe our mind doesn't. Maybe we still wonder, we question, we'd like to know more, have more clarity. It's always good to have more information. But on a deep cellular level, you and I and all beings on this earth deeply know the answer and know why things are happening, why they are. Might be a little scary, it might be overwhelming, it might be so freaking intense, like can barely handle it at times. Yes. But if you strip away all the layers of all the things that are not us, then the truth of the matter is that we are here because we chose it, and we have every single resource we need to transform, to get through, to uplift this world. And I think that is really exciting. So whatever your thoughts are about CERN or what's happening, I invite you to get into a stance of I don't know why this is working out for my highest good. It doesn't seem like it. But then some other great things happened as well, right? With the Georgia stones being demolished. So not only is that amazing, but it also is so wild that on the day it happened, Mars, or the day before, Mars literally went into the sign of Aries. And Aries is fiery and it's explosive. So here it is down here in red. So what are the chances that Mars, the planet of action, the planet of fire, goes into Aries, which is the sign of fire, on the day that the stones come down? Just as an astrologer, as someone who watches the sky, the true to the sky, that watches the actual stars to see what are they doing? What sign, what constellation are they in right now? Wow, it's amazing. So just a little bit of a rant there. So I'm going to share with you a little bit more information here before I go on. So Mars in Aries, Venus in Taurus. So Venus is all about femininity. Taurus is all about femininity. Mars is all about masculinity. Aries is all about masculinity. Aries is the masculine. Taurus is the feminine. Venus and Mars. Mars is in its ruling sign. Venus is in its ruling sign. So what does that even mean? Well, I've been tuning into this energy. And what I'm sensing, got, let's call this Mars. It's very red. And we'll use blue for Venus, or pink. We'll use pink. And so here we've got Mars and Venus. Raise your hand if you think that we've had some challenges between men and women on this earth. Yeah, I sense and I intuit that as Mars is in Aries and Venus is in Taurus right now, we're being given an opportunity to bring greater balance between men and women. How do we do that? How do we do that without anger when many of us have been hurt by men or hurt by women, right? Men have been hurt by women, women have been hurt by men, men have been hurt by women, women have been hurt by men. And there's this cycle that's been going on and on and on for thousands and thousands of years or longer, right? So women get mad at men get mad at women. Men are from a different planet, women are from a different planet. What does it all mean? How can we find balance? How can we find forgiveness? How can we learn to work together? How can we stop fighting each other? Yeah? That was something I've been really tuning into. How can we stop fighting the masculine side of ourselves? How can we stop fighting the feminine side of ourselves? So what is the masculine side? Typically, I would say that each of us have both. Mars, masculine, is all about external. Think about a masculine anatomy. It's external more than the feminine. Then you have feminine, it's more internal. Draw the energy in, masculine, push the energy out. So I would say that we all have both. And so the true crux of the healing of our planet is the healing of our own internal masculine and feminine selves, which usually relates back to mom and dad and our relationship to them, and how much nourishment we received from mom, how much instruction we got from dad, and vice versa. Right? And so with Mars in Aries and Venus in Taurus, and now Mercury in Gemini, now we have three planets that are in their natural rulership. Mercury rules Gemini, Mars rules at Aries, and Venus rules Taurus. And so we've got three planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, in their planetary rulership. And so communication is highlighted, love and sensuality is highlighted, and so is action are highlighted. Masculine, feminine, and communication. Holy wow. What conversation do you need to have? And I've been having this with myself, with your own masculine self or with your own feminine self, right? What is the conversation? So this is one conversation I had. Okay, here's my masculine self. Here's my feminine self. Okay, masculine self, I want to protect you. Feminine self, I don't need protection. I can do it all on my own. I'm going to work really, really hard and I'm going to be super strong and I don't need any support. Masculine side, but I'm built for this. I want to protect you, but I want to do it all by myself. I'm going to go over here. I don't need your help. What do you mean? Okay, well, I'm just going to like chill out because I don't have a job to do. So I'm going to just chill out and feel kind of useless. Fine. I'm going to go over here and be really strong, but really tired because I'm not allowing support. I'm not allowing you to protect me. Okay. How long does this last? Here's the conversation I've been attempting to have between my masculine self and my feminine self. This is what I would like to create in my life. Feminine self. Masculine, I really appreciate how strong and powerful you are. I appreciate your support and I appreciate that you're always there for me. Even if in my life sometimes the masculine externally has not been. I know that my inner masculine has no choice, is always there. But maybe he needs a hug because he's been working hard. And I've been mad because he wasn't always there for me the way I wanted him to be in the physical. So what is it going to take? And this is so I've never done this before, so I hope this is entertaining for y'all. We all have these parts of ourself. And I invite you to get in touch with, okay, do I have a masculine side? If you're male or if you're female. Okay, do I have a feminine side? And am I allowing my masculine side to take care of and protect the feminine? Am I allowing the feminine, or is the masculine allowing the feminine to nurture? And yes, women are strong. Yes, women are powerful. Yes, men can be nurturing. Yes, men can be supportive. But these are distinct energies that operate within us in unique ways. And so how do we allow the parts of ourselves to work in harmony together? I appreciate you taking the time to watch this tangent. And I feel like with Mars in Aries and Venus in Taurus, it's a really powerful time to get in touch with our masculine side and our feminine side and talk to them. Maybe say, what would my masculine self look like and how are they doing energetically? Or what would my feminine self look like and how is she doing energetically? How can they give to each other? How can they support each other so that both can feel happy and balanced and as though they are fulfilling their role to support each other to grow the garden of life? Just like in the garden, there's the flower and there's the bees and there's the butterflies and the sun and the water, and every aspect of life and creation has a job and a role. So when we allow the parts of ourself designed to do the job that they're designed to do, we allow them to do that job, we can relax. We can feel more safe, more calm, more in equilibrium. With that said, if you have any astrological questions, you're curious to know, hey, how are these planetary alignments affecting my personal chart? Definitely leave a comment below. I'm happy to offer my services and my time. I'm also going to be doing a class on the full moon, which is going to be on July 13th next week. And so powerful time. The full moon is a time of completion, a time of blossoming, fruition, and it's going to be in a fire sign of Sagittarius. So moon and Mars will be in fire. My advice is to drink lots of water, cucumbers, mints, cooling things right now because it's so hot. Get refreshed, go into the water, and the sun will be cruising into Cancer, in the water sign of Cancer, in the next 2 weeks. So it will cool down a bit in the next 2 weeks. But for now, with the fire and the air, wear your hat, get lots of water, take rest. The great thing about fire is it amplifies, it energizes, it activates. The challenge is it can be overheating. So get enough rest, get enough water. But it's in Aries, which is a sign of leadership and courage. So maybe there's something you want to get out there and share with the world. Maybe you're feeling really amplified by something. Get out there and do it. Now, before I close, I would like to share with you one more aspect that I think could possibly describe to you some of the interesting vibes going on tonight. So if you look up here, at the top of the screen is this upside down shape. What is that? That is called the South Node, or I like to refer it to the past. It is a point in the sky between the sun and the moon, and it always represents our past. And the moon just cruised into Libra, which is an air sign, 1 degree Libra, opposite Mars. Holy cow. What is the moon? The moon is emotion. The moon is nurturing. The moon is nourishment. It's an air sign tonight, which is all about communication, balance. Libra is all about relationship and harmony. And what is Mars about? Mars is typically considered to be about action or sports or athleticism or aggression. They're very different energies. They're a little bit like Mars and Venus, and they're opposite each other. What does that mean? That means they're in polarity. That means that they're having an interesting conversation. They're saying, well, the moon wants to balance and wants to harmonize and have peace and relationship. And Mars is saying, I want to be independent. I want to do my own thing. I'm a fire sign. I'm aggressive. I'm outgoing. And so they're in a little bit of this thing, right? So internally, we may be feeling a little bit like, I want to be in a relationship. And the other side of us might be like, I want to be independent. And so that's a little bit of a conflict. So how do we find peace and balance? How do we make room for our own individuality and hold space for being together? How do we create space in our partnerships, in our relationships, in our world, so that we can both be independent and interdependent? And so that's what these aspects are challenging us to step into: our power and our love, our independence and unity. Can we do both? Of course we can. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, got to slow down, got to take a deep breath. We got to allow ourselves to make room for two different points of view. I have a couple more things to share with you too. So now we have Mars and the moon opposite tonight. We also have moon together with the South Node. And I was just explaining before I got distracted that the South Node is all about the past. The moon is all about emotion. And when they come together, it can mean that our emotions get drawn into the past. It can also mean we get stuck in negative thinking because we have bad things that happened to us in the past. And the South Node is really magnetic. So if you're feeling sort of drawn or pulled into past memories or fears or doubts or anxieties, that is the pull of the South Node. And I invite you, in the encouragement with the moon conjunct the South Node, is to freaking break on through. Okay. And you've got all this help from Mars, which is action and fire. So if there's some area you're feeling stuck and bogged down and you're going deeper and deeper into the well of your past and your problems and all the things that have happened to you, I was going there today. I was like, what is up with me? And then I saw this aspect and I was like, holy cow. They say that the South Node is like a deep, dark hole, like a black hole. It never gets filled, right? It's always empty. It's always seeking. So as beings of light that we are, sometimes we can feel like there's parts of us that are empty or that we're seeking fulfillment in some way. So send love to that part, acknowledge that part, recognize that that part is there because it is seeking love, and acknowledge that that love is all around us. That love is always there. It's never absent. It's always there. And so what would it feel like to tap into that energy of love and allow that energy to fill you up? Let's let go of the external for a moment, even though as the moon is in the third phase and growing larger, we're thinking about the external world. Let's take a pause. No matter what's happening externally in your world, what are 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for? Okay. One thing I'm grateful for, I'm really grateful to be here tonight, to share this information with you. because I feel like it's helped me to transcend my own limitations and my own doubts and insecurities. It's helping me to get clear on, wow, I was feeling that way. And look, it's happening up in the sky with the planetary bodies and the signs. Well, other people are feeling that way too. Maybe I should share with them what I know so that maybe they can feel better, so that they can get out of the hole that they might be stuck in. And so the invitation is there right now in this time. If there's something in you that you have, and we all have something, you have a gift. What is it? How can you support others? Give it. Just give it joyfully because we're all here to help each other. That's really why we're here. So, that said, moon to south node, we've got to love that part of us that feels empty and realize that if we simply shift our attention, we can fill up that space. Because where attention goes, energy flows. That's all it takes. It takes us shifting our awareness to the place within us seeking that energy. So, before I close, I just want to share with you these are potent, powerful times. And there will be a very powerful aspect coming up on the 13th. I will be doing a full moon event. Mars is in Aries, Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Taurus. Things are powerful right now. What is your gift? What would you like to contribute with the world so full of just so much happening? It helps us to have a purpose to give. I was working with a client today and I got to help do energy clearing that assisted her to feel so clear and good. And it just, all the things I was going through disappeared. And I just felt this joy and this gratitude to be able to support her in her evolvement into the light, into her evolvement into joy. And inspired me to get on here and share with you from my heart the knowledge I have about the stars and where they are and how they might be affecting us right now. So know that you are powerful. The stars are energy, we are energy, and it's a conversation, it is a song, it is a connection that is happening all the time. We don't have to have them play tricks on us. We can take back our power and simply notice, what are they saying? What is their song? And how can I dance? Right? If it's fire, maybe I dance with the flames a little bit, then maybe I drink some extra water, right? I'm going to take a dip in some water to cool off from the fire. If it's air, maybe I notice, well, there's no grounding, there's no ballast. So if there's a lot of air, maybe I need to get more grounded. Maybe I need to go out to the earth and ground. But maybe it's also a good time to distribute information. Just like birds fly in the air, so do ideas. So if you have any questions about your True to the Stars chart, about anything that I've shared with you tonight, I love questions. I love hearing your comments. I love just knowing where you're at and how this world dance that we're in, this dance of life, is being orchestrated and singing its music through you and for you. So excited to see you on the full moon, if I don't see you sooner. And just know that the moon, as it grows fuller, is getting pretty full right now, draws water, every everything with moisture, from the groundwater to plants to our human body to the ocean. The moon affects the pull of that water. And so as the moon gets fuller, all the water in our bodies is getting drawn up and up and up until at the full moon, it'll be on the surface of our skin. And in plants, all of the water in the plant will go to the crown and to the top. And so this is the time of growing. This is the time of increased intensity. Be conscious. Take your time. Practice gratitude. Know that every moment is a gift and that we're all going to exactly where we're supposed to be. We're just in the journey. So take your time. Smell the flowers. Take off your shoes. Go out into nature. Slow down and truly get in tune with who you are. Because as each of us do this, There's something amazing my friend shared with me. The earth actually pulses at a frequency, I believe it's 7.38 hertz. Yeah. And when we go out into nature and we walk and we breathe, we actually get into resonance with that vibration and frequency. And when we're in resonance with the pulse, the heartbeat of the earth, we get more grounded, more clear, more connected. So if you would like to help balance some of these sort of hot, fiery air energies, and then there's, of course, the water and the earth getting to be in smaller degree, then I suggest going swimming in the ocean, taking off your feet in nature, breathing in that fresh air, getting in touch with what's really important, which is the love in our hearts and the love we have for one another. So with that, I'd like to close. If you have any questions, please contact me. If you would like to book a free 15-minute session where I can show you your chart and how the planets are affecting you, happy to do that. And it's truly an honor and a gift and a blessing to be here with you all.